Welcome to episode number 6 with Vicky. I can't pronounce her last name. So in this episode, I got to sit down with Vicky and talk about her story, her upbringing as a child, and what it was like to grow up being a non-native English speaker. We also got to talking a little bit about her struggles with body image and how she faced all of these negative thoughts about herself and her image as she was growing up. We finally got around to speaking about whether or not she thinks feeling beautiful is a decision or if it's based on the things going on around us. So is it the world's view of beauty? Is it our own view of beauty? Is it family, friends? Or can we just wake up and decide, you know what? I think I'm beautiful. I think I have these wonderful qualities in myself and I'm gonna go with that. So let me know what you guys think. Can we decide that we're beautiful? Or is it based on what's going on around us? Leave some comments below and maybe come on and talk to me about it if you've got an opinion. I know we've all faced these struggles in one way or another, so I would love to hear about what you believe to be the truth, or at least your truth, what your story is. So again, I'm so grateful that Vicky came on and shared all of this with me. I really appreciate that, and you know, it's kind of cool because in the beginning you see how kind of closed off and maybe not so comfortable she is, and finally at the end she really calmed down and got into the conversation. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you find some value, and I hope if you like it, you'll share it with your friends. So let me know if there's anything you guys want to talk about in the future, and enjoy it.
I went to a Catholic elementary school in Elmhurst, St. Albert's. I couldn't speak English very well because I spoke Polish my whole life until the age of 4 or 5. So I just had a problem reading, writing, sometimes speaking it, so I went over the summer for extra help. Summer school's not fun. It's not. But yeah, and as time progressed, they would just come at me with more insulting things, and I did have anxiety growing up. 2nd grade is when I had fear of everything, like everything, from water to cherries and milk. I don't know why specifically, but
literally like cherries
yes,
and milk. Wow.
Cherries and milk together, because I read a book about false information. So I just...
Wow, what do you think it was though that really made you feel so like afraid?
Just in general of not knowing the information or not knowing what's beyond or what could happen. It's just the fear of death in general, because that's what it was mostly focused on. And then people found that insecurity of mine, and they just attacked it. And I was an annoying kid. I admit it, I was a little bit annoying, but I also was very kind. So when they would bully me, I would take it to heart, because I'm just a kind-hearted kid. I would never do anything wrong to these kids. I would never like hit them or yell at them. And growing up, I thought this was okay, so I just let it continue and continue. And then my insecurities just kept getting bigger and tumbling down like a hill, like an avalanche, getting bigger. And when 8th grade came, that's the year when I realized, wow, I'm never gonna see these people again, and I'm so excited. I finally get out, and I just felt all these insecurities go away slowly once I got into a high school. I went to an all-girls high school, so I was very happy because most of my bullies were guys. Because you know how guys are. You're a guy yourself.
Yeah.
You know how you guys act.
You know, it's funny because I do know, but like, and not trying to be like a martyr, but I really just didn't like. There's some guys partake.
Who are nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure here and there were times where I did and said things like that weren't very nice, but you know, when I was that age, I remember most of the time feeling kind of weird, like on the outs. Like I had a great group of friends, but I was more the friend in the back than I was the friend like in the spotlight, you know. So a lot of that stuff when you're that age, I think, just comes from wanting to feel
accepted.
Like you fit in. And so it's not like I don't think people are really bad. Like there are obviously some kids who are just genuinely not nice people and they're mean, but that is stemming from their own insecurity at that point. And the other stuff, I think it's just like we're all insecure in some way, shape, or form, and we all try to make ourselves seem better in whatever way we can. And for a lot of people, that's making other people look worse. You know, because if you look worse, I look better, even if I haven't had to try to improve at all. You know, so it's tough at that age. It's a shame, but
but we're kids. We don't know any better, as I was told. But eventually they did grow up, and I did get apologies throughout high school. Hey, I'm sorry you went through this because of me. So it's just a kid phase. It's just a bullying phase. But in the long run, it still affects other people.
Absolutely.
They weren't generally bad people.
Absolutely.
It's just the way they were treating me was bad.
Of course.
But
it doesn't make
still forgive them.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, it doesn't mean it's okay that it happened, but the forgiveness, it's a good thing. I mean, I hope that when you forgave, it wasn't just, okay, I forgive you.
No.
I hope it was like liberating, where you were like, I no longer need to hold on to the things that you did to me.
It's like a bad grudge. When you have a grudge against someone, all you want to do is just get closure and put it behind you, because if you keep that sore wound open, it's just going to get infected and get larger if you keep picking at it. And you just wanted to put that slap Neosporin on it, bandage it up and get it closed, and just live life without the fear.
Shove it down. So how did that lead into, your struggle with body image? And
when I was a kid, I was very thin, and they would always joke saying, haha, she's a twig. I wasn't anorexic or bulimic. I was just very naturally skinny, because it was just my bones were smaller, so my muscles were smaller, and I was smaller, but I was still very tall for a kid. Like, I don't know how to put it in words, but I was probably like, I don't know, this tall for like a third grader.
Wow. Yeah,
I was
tall.
You were tall and skinny.
Yeah.
And people just made fun of me for being a twig, having no muscle. I wasn't generally good at sports, but I still enjoyed playing them. But you
ended up playing more in the future, no?
Yes. I did play basketball, volleyball, badminton, more sports along the way. But mostly badminton, because I enjoyed it and I was naturally good at it, because I would play it when I was younger with my parents and my family, because it's a thing.
That's nice.
But we had a basketball court across the street, so I would just go there and just play. And I played a little bit in high school. I tried to play volleyball, but I got put as the manager, so I didn't get any play time. I should have kept my mouth shut.
Usually manager means you're not that good, though. It's like,
I was decent. It's just the only thing I couldn't do is get it over the net when I was spiking.
Okay. I was like, I don't know. You can't be very good at volleyball if you can't get it over the net. I gotcha.
The only thing why is because when I thought it was manager, I thought the manager meant co-captain. No, it does not mean.
It means you're not doing anything.
No, and I asked her if I can be manager instead of a team member.
I gotcha.
Biggest mistake of my life.
Damn English,
No, but I enjoyed sports. That's why I got into fitness, because then I got to learn more about my body and how to control it. And over the course of time, I did start to gain weight and muscle, so I was a little happy. College comes and freshman 15? No, it's freshman 50. I've seen someone gone from super muscular to chubby.
Wow.
I've never seen something this I just couldn't believe what happened to this person.
Yeah, it does happen.
Fit.
It does happen. Stress, man. Stress gets to people.
Sleep cycle, metallic disruption. Oh my God. He drank a milkshake for breakfast, and I can't do that. I'm lactose intolerant. That's just gonna get me straight to the shitters. So. I cannot drink milk, eat pizza without my special pill.
So how'd you work through everything?
I had in high school, I met this great bunch of people. There's 5 of them that are very close to me in my heart. completely polar opposites of each other, but when we came together, we just complemented each other's characteristics and flaws, and I love them so much. We're still in contact today, but after high school, we went to so many places, and if we had any problems, we'd contact each other, and it was like our own support group, because they themselves also had anxiety and other issues themselves, so we were our own support group, and I really liked it.
That's awesome.
A friend of mine actually went for military training for 3 months, so he took this semester off. He is just so passionate with what he wants to do, and what he wants to do is protect his family and the close ones.
That's great.
So what he does by going into the Marines, and he enjoys it. He has a high rank right now, and I want to take his passion and just make a passion of my own and have the same type of like commitment towards it. So I think that's what you want to like do one day?
Well,
find your passion.
Life coaching is the direction that I need to go in, because it's talking to people, it's connecting with people, it's hearing their stories and trying to change their mindset to realize like anything that you think is pulling you down is actually just preparing to launch you, right? Like you're in a slingshot, and whatever's weighing you down is just giving you more leverage, right? It's just pulling you further and further, and eventually like it's gonna let you go. And you're gonna have that, everything that weighed you down is now like a step. It's something that you learned from, it's something that you grew from, and like just to help people see that and change their perspective on what it really means to struggle in life and how to use that for success. Like that's it, that's my passion. Like I want everybody to do what they love to do. And if I can help, one person, that feels good. If I can help 20 people, that feels good. But like if I can use this, like the podcast, social media, and like maybe eventually like be on stage and like talk to 5,000 people at a time about this stuff, like that is amazing. Just to think, and not only like you're touching those people personally, but now everything that you've instilled in them, they can go ahead and instill in other people. And it's like the ripple effect. Yeah, the butterfly effect. I get so I'm passionate. I'm so passionate about that stuff. I get so excited about it.
I'm very happy for you that you found your passion.
Thank you.
No, I'm still struggling between my passion. I love helping people and I love physical therapy, but I just cannot. I don't know. I'm 18. I'm still very young.
So young. That's not a bad thing.
I know. I'm the baby of my department.
That's okay.
And I'm just like,
listen, I think it's so cool to be young, because, and I'm still young. Like I can't even. I'm not like. I'm 4 years older than you, right? But if you can jumpstart your mind at a younger age, you just grow exponentially. Like now everything that you go through, it's not as painful, it's not as difficult. In the moment.
Because I'm not in school right now, I'm in an internship.
No, you know what it's just that in your mind and in your heart that it's not the end of the world. So many, I hope, maybe not.
No, it's just, when I was younger, it was an inside joke between me and my family. It's like any little thing that I had anxiety towards, or whenever I had anxiety attacks or panic attacks, I always thought it was the end of the world for my life. And I just grew with that in my mind. But once I got older and I could see more about the world and society and different cultures, it's like, this is not the end of the world. This is just a new beginning.
There's bigger things.
There's bigger things.
No, and that's so beautiful. And that's what I mean. Like, there are people who genuinely believe when things happen to them, that's it. Like, it's over, that's the end of the world. It's an opportunity. Like, Tony Robbins always says, do you know who Tony Robbins is? No. It's okay. I wouldn't expect. Yeah, I wouldn't expect, everyone to know who he is. Everyone who does what I love to do knows who he is. But he's like the original self-help guru. Like, he's written books, he does seminars where he has people come for like 5 days, and they'll get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and they'll be going until midnight. And then they get up and they do it again. And it's just all about changing your mindset. It's about becoming more empowered and really growing as a person. And he always says that, backtrack, I don't remember where I was going.
Tony Robinson?
Tony Robbins, yeah. He always says that you have to change your mindset from believing that life happens to you to that life happens for you. And when you can see that shift, when now it's not that person did it to me, or this situation happened to me, it's this happened for me. This is an opportunity. This is what I need right now to grow and to take the next step and to become a better person. And like that shift will really, I think, change people's lives if that's how they feel. If they feel like it's the end of the world, it's like, that didn't happen to you, Vicky. Like that happened for you. That's an opportunity for you to become a better person, to grow.
I have the same motto. It's like your downfall is your rise. So it's like a phoenix burning from its own ashes. Like you have to rebirth somehow, or you just have to grow with it. My younger cousin, she taught me the most valuable lesson. She was like, are you any smarter or any stronger or any helpful today than you were yesterday? And she taught me this, and she's in the 8th grade. She's a little light bulb.
That's beautiful.
I'm like, how do you come up with this? When I was in the 8th grade, I was making swords with markers.
All right, you know what? And how beautiful is it that in 8th grade she knows that? And just think of high school. Like, think of how much you grew in high school after the fact. Like, imagine you're present in the moment and everything that happened, because there is going to be crap that happens to you in high school. Like, high school is a tough time.
I went to an all-girls school, so I didn't have any guy drama. We just had fist fights for a birthday pin.
Of course.
Or there's a lot of stupid stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Someone brought weed brownies instead of normal brownies for cancer awareness. A lot of problems happened then, but eventually all these problems affect you, but you have to grow from it. It can't negatively or not impact you or positively impact you, but you just grow from it. You learn from it. You learn from other people's mistakes. You learn from your own mistakes, and that's what I find so beautiful. Like, you're human. You have mistakes. You do mistakes. You are part of mistakes. Mistakes is the ideal part of a human being. I don't know if it makes sense for a lot of people, but we need mistakes in order to be human. Nothing for us is always perfect. Like,
perfection
is not a real thing.
It's not, exactly. And that's beautiful. Like, I love that. You are, you're a mistake. No, but like, you know.
People were, but
whoops.
Plan B.
Yeah, there you go. Apparently that didn't exist. But it's like, just to stop for a little while and realize, like, the pressure to be perfect is unrealistic. And really, life is mistakes. It is struggle. It is growth. And it is learning. And you'll never learn if you're always perfect, right? If we were all perfect, we'd all be the same. What is there to strive for? What is there to work toward? You know, like, if I was exactly where I wanted to be, I would stop working. And then what? Like, who am I helping if I'm not working towards something bigger than myself anymore? You know, so, and that, again, like, it comes down to perspective. It comes down to mindset. What do you see this situation as? Do you see this situation as you suck, you're a mess up, like, you aren't where you want to be, and so life isn't good? Or do you see it as an opportunity for you to like, sit down or stand up and grind? Like, go do it. Go get the things that you want to do and make the world a better place for it. If we were all where we wanted to be, if we all had everything we need and want, growth would be non-existent. There would be no more social growth. There would be no more anything. We would just be here. And then what? What's beautiful anymore if everything is great? You need perspective. You need to hit those lows to hit those highs. You need to feel like shit so you can feel great. You know, maybe to an extent, you need to feel ugly once to realize how beautiful you are.
And that is true. A friend of mine actually went through this similar problem, and I wish I was there for her, but she was all the way in Boston, and I couldn't help her at all. And she was at her lowest point. She had borderline depression, and I felt horrible for her. But when she saw this commercial one day, I don't know why this helped her at all, but she saw this commercial and it talked about body image and all these positive things. And like you said, you have to feel super shitty to feel good about yourself. She finally got over her problems, and I was very happy for her. But
wow.
She did have the support there for her, but...
That's pretty amazing that it took like a commercial. It took like something to just change right then and there. Amazing.
Click. I don't know. So you can go through medication, support from family, psychiatrists, friends, other words of wisdom, and it won't click until something for you has to click. And that's what I find unique about people. Like, not everything is for you, but it could be for someone else. And that's what I find interesting. It's like, this is not the right type of words to say to you for this certain thing, but I can save it for later and it will impact you. And it's just, people are amazing. Awesome. Sometimes they're shitty, sometimes they're great.
Yeah.
Sometimes they cut you off in the middle of the highway when you're doing a 60, and that wasn't very fun.
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely. So last question. We gotta get out of here in a few minutes. But do you believe that how we feel about ourselves is a decision? Like, can we simply decide how we want to feel about ourselves? Like, this isn't a leading question. This isn't me saying that's what I believe. I just want to know your opinion on, like, can you just decide one day? Do you wake up one day, decide, no, you know what, I'm beautiful? And
well, there's a lot of factors for that question. That's a really great question. But unfortunately, sometimes when we are in a negative environment, we perceive negatively, or there's some people who are naturally positive, and when they're put in a negative situation, they just take that positive within them and just push forward until they have a positive environment. But for me, and for some other people, when they're struggling and they feel ugly and they feel that they're too fat or they're too skinny or they're not perfect or they're too weird, it's not their fault sometimes. Sometimes we take these influences from media and we think, oh, we need to be like that. But it is our decision sometimes to think that we are ugly, but it is until our next decision and our next thought and our actual feelings from the subconscious or unconsciousness. I don't know which one. I'm not a psychology major, but it's what we decide. We decide if we're ugly, but there's some factors that might emphasize it.
Of course.
But I think everyone is beautiful and unique in their own way. You can be quirky and weird, but still have a beautiful sense of humor. You can have a bad attitude, but that's because of what happened to you or something happened that influences this decision that you use as a defense mechanism to protect yourself from the ugly truth or from, I call them snakes, where they're fake people.
Yeah, so that's awesome. No, I really like that. Yeah. And I just want to say thank you real quick for coming on. Like, it's probably scary, you know, especially I know you, but we don't really know each other.
That's true.
You know, this
one semester isn't enough.
One semester is not enough, and not only that, but how often did we have a real conversation? You know,
I think this was our first real conversation.
Probably the first real conversation. So I want to say thank you, and I appreciate the fact that you took the leap and you kind of came on here and you were willing to sit down and talk to me about some shit that means a lot.
Yeah, I was nervous at first. Like, my heart rate was 121 when I got here. I did check my heart monitor. But
that's so normal.
I'm so relaxed.
And I'm glad.
70.
Thank you. Good. That's so nice. Like, I love that. Like, it's like living proof right there. It's so cool. So thank you. I appreciate it. Vicky, I hope that you get everything you want. And if there's anything that you need that I can help you with, I'll help you out.
Don't worry, I'm here for you too.
Thank you. All right.